I'd like to call to order the Committee of the Whole meeting for September 19th at 5:47 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Attendance roll call.
Alderperson Wolf is absent. Alderperson Hamel is absent. Alderperson Terrence.
Here.
Kapusta.
Here.
Schrader.
Here.
Kubaki.
Here.
Madden.
Here.
We have a quorum present.
Thank you. Statement of public notice.
This meeting was noticed in accordance with the open meeting law.
Thank you. Approval of the agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any questions on the agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? That passes. Approval of the minutes from the Committee of the Whole from September 5th, 2023.
Move to approve. Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. New business, review of the 2024 Fire Department capital budget. The fire department was unable to be here tonight, but I did talk to them tonight, so if anyone has any specific questions on it, I should be able to answer it, hopefully. Most of the stuff in there is some reoccurring stuff, like if you look in the 5-year plan, it's like fire hoses and pagers and things like that. The equipment that they have in there, I think the ambulance is the next big one that's replacing a vehicle that's got about 100,000 miles on it right now. The pumpers that are coming up in the 5-year capital, the bigger equipment, those will be replacing a 1996 and a 2000 model.
Okay.
Anyone have any questions? Seeing none, we all okay with that one?
Yeah.
All right. Continued discussion on the mayor's proposed city 2024 operating budget. The budget that's in front of you should have a number of the updates that were updated since our last meeting. I can go over those specifically if you'd like. Property tax levy itself, we had more levy cap in there after we got more information for about $82,000. That's one of those things, if you don't use it, you lose it, and I don't recommend not using it. Transportation aids are increased about $55,000. Well, so net added revenue from the last budget is about $138,000. Expenditure increases, I increased my budget slightly because it's what we historically I have been spending for conferences. So instead of running a deficit in my department, I increased it to where the actual has been and will be. The test corners fire department increased about $100,000. Now we're going to approve this year's budget, but it's a 3-year operating agreement that we have to sit down with them yet and hammer out. This is for this year. What they've been doing, the biggest increase on this is for paid on call for rescue squad, how essentially staffing rescue care. They're not increasing staffing per se, it will be slight, but they've been increasing it for the last few years and spending down their reserves that they've had because we couldn't, with our budgets as tight as they were, we couldn't fund what they needed and they had reserves to use at that time. Library overtime, it's a minor change in there. She just adjusted it she hasn't made an adjustment in that in years and just wants to make sure that she's covered in case there is any incidental overtime. That's not a lot of overtime for the year, the change. And then the last one is cleaning services. I'm not sure if we're going to go with this, but we've been having significant issues with some of the results we've been getting from cleanings, especially in parks and public works. I mean, there's problems with it here too, but it's not the end of the world. It's not public facing the issues that we have here. The parks have been huge and we've been working with them. I'm not sure how confident I am in the long run of if we're gonna be able to work with them or not, so I wanna have it in the budget in case we have to make a change. Any questions on any of these? All right, well, that was easy.
Yeah.
Review of the 2024 water and sewer budgets. Jenny will be going over this with us. It's in the back of the proposed budget package.
I don't think it's,
No, she's on number 2, hang on, there you go.
Hi.
Hi.
Everyone should have received the utility budgets. They were sent electronically about 2 weeks ago. Overall, both of the water and sewer utilities have maintained very strong fund balances with no significant changes to report. This is consistent with the recent 2022 audit report, and therefore rates are proposed to remain the same. Are there any questions?
I don't know where to start.
Start with your first question?
Yeah. Back in 2022, I'm just looking at the spread that you gave us. The utility, if you add back depreciation, was a net even situation. And I know MMSD charges have gone up. I know utility charges have gone up. Are we looking to seek any kind of change in cost for sewer?
For sewer?
Yeah.
Get your microphone.
We actually just received that notice today, and I believe it came in at 3.3, so it's actually less than what we have budgeted, so we should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The amounts are staying fairly consistent.
Okay. Thank you.
That came in today around 2 o'clock, so it was.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So we're subsidizing our net loss out of reserves, is that correct?
Water or sewer?
For sewer. I'm just looking at the sewer budget right now.
Right. The working balance, the working
Sorry.
working fund balances, if you notice, it is going down.
Yep.
Slightly, but we are still way over what we are recommended to have, 3 months. So until that time it gets closer, I am projecting probably 3 years when we'll implement a rate increase, 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
But we have plenty of RCA funds, which also subsidize the operating and capital.
Okay.
So if you look at that, that number is growing in that fund balance,
So if we project out 3 years, do we have to apply to the Public Service Commission for a
No,
rate
not the
increase for
sewer
that?
utility.
For sewer, no,
No,
just for
just the
water?
water.
Okay. All right, thank you.
And water, we did not qualify this year for a rate increase on the water side because it is performing so well.
Okay, thank you.
Which has not always been the case. We should point out the water utilities kind of been a little bit of a boat anchor since it's started, but the last few years, it's starting to recover, yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? Seeing none, any communications or miscellaneous business needed? Otherwise, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned at 5:56.